It's coming home. It's not coming home. It really isn't.
Way so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living. I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines. I rap through thought.
Yes, friends. Hello. Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. I hope you're doing well. Genuinely. Wholeheartedly do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News and happy July. Of course, Enzo Maresca has officially started work as the new Chelsea gaffer. Poor man. And today, we're going to take you through some of the stuff being spoken about in the world of Chelsea news. Like always, updates from Big Fab Romano, talking about the Dewsbury Hall deal, the youngster going the other way. What's going on with Nico Jackson? Calafiori. Ooh, people like him, don't they? And other stuff as well. Chelsea looking for all kinds of players. And there's an article on football.london I want to get into as well, because they speak. Bobby Vincent's wrote an article published this morning about what's going on with Chelsea. What's going on with Chelsea? So, thanks for joining me, guys. Thank you, as always. Amazing support throughout the summer. I really do appreciate you all. And if you want to be one of the supportive GOAT Gang members, just like and subscribe. If you do choose to subscribe, you should hit that sweet, sweet bell, baby. Yeah. All right. Quick reference to my footballing country, England. I did do a reaction to their Blaggy win yesterday against Slovakia on my second channel, football.yannick. Football.yannick? That sounds like a website. Football Yannick. No dot. Don't know why I put a dot in there. I should actually have a banner on the screen to put up every now and again to remind you that I have a second channel. Just in case you're interested in the non-Chelsea stuff, which many of you are, but many of you aren't. Yeah, England are terrible. We're not going to win the Euros. Jude Bellingham bailed us out with a Galactico moment overhead kick. Kane scored. And Cole Palmer should start. So there you go. That's my breakdown of Gareth Southgate's Brexit boys that play the worst football you've ever seen in your entire life. So, yes. What should we do? Should we start off with the Enzo article or transfers? Let's quickly give you a bit of an update. Of course, we agreed a deal with Leicester City to sign Kiernan Dewsbury Hall for £30 million from Leicester. We are also seeing Michael Golding, Academy central midfielder, go the other way in a deal worth £5 million. Highly rated talent, Golding. Lots of people, especially more people better educated than I in terms of academy football, say he's really, really good. But many people also understand how it would be a very difficult pathway for him to make his way into the Chelsea first team with the amount of young midfielders and indeed purchased midfielders as well. So, yeah, I've seen some people say, well, this means we've signed Dewsbury Hall for £25 million. Not quite, because you've actually lost an asset in Golding. But I get it, in terms of financial outlay for this senior midfielder in Dewsbury Hall, is £25 million. For a player that the gaffer will like, and yes, it's been reiterated to us, this isn't an Enzo Maresca signing, it's a Chelsea sporting director signing, but understandably has been signed off by the Chelsea manager who coached him last season, and he was his best player. So yeah, man. Done deals. Hashtag done deals. Of course, Amari Hutchinson completed his medical and completed... also, did I say Dewsbury Hall's completed his medical? Because that happened last night. So I would not be surprised if there's an announcement today, and we will react to that, of course, if it happens. So keep it locked here. Yeah, cool. Amari Hutchinson to Ipswich, £22.5 million, with a 25% sell-on clause for Chelsea, which actually I think represents excellent business. I know he was he's a great player, Amari Hutchinson, a bit of a fan favourite. I was seeing on Instagram, like my second channel, my Instagram's @FootballYannick, if you want to interact with me on there. People were upset when Chelsea announced his departure, and I was like, guys, we've got right-sided, left-footed players. We've got Madueke, Palmer, Esteval Willian, Gabriel Angelo, even to a degree Kendry Pius. Both him and Esteval can sort of play cam right wing. So, £22.5 million for Hutchinson with a big significant sell-on clause probably represents good business. And he's probably happy he made that decision to leave the Arsenal Academy for the Chelsea Academy, because look at his career. was picked up. We looked after him. We gave him good wages, job security. We gave him a loan, which saw him excel in men's football in Ipswich Town. They got promoted, and we sold him back to them. Like he will be looking at his decision to come to Chelsea as like a massively positive move, and that's nice, you know. As long as everyone wins, and everyone does win, they're winners. Apart from on the pitch yet. Fabrizio Romano confirming that Nicholas Jackson is really, really important to Chelsea and was never considered being added into a deal for Alexander Isak, the Newcastle striker, the centre forward. Also, if Chelsea were to buy Isak, it would have cost between 120 and 125 million pounds. So yeah, not for me. They wanted a Premier League record fee that would have gone over what we paid for Moises Caicedo, which was a lot of money. Yeah, no, thank you. Maybe in a world where we could, I don't know, like, what would Newcastle want that Tro Fofana? Is there a player that Newcastle would want that we could sweeten? Like, if it was an £100 million valuation because they were so screwed in FFP, Newcastle, then I'd think, all right, can we give you £75 million and Armando Bria? Because then I'd kind of be down. Do you know what I mean? We all have our limits, don't we? So like 75 million quid for Isak, yeah, cool, worth it. And yeah, Bria as well. Off you go. But this whole 120, 125 million pound cash is not for me. But nice to hear Romano confirming yet again, and this was on his Here We Go live podcast, that Chelsea value Jackson very highly and want to wave away all these noises around the situation regarding him and a potential departure. All right, mate, so let's move on. Calafiori, of course, Italy are no longer in the Euros. I mean, they were awful. I can't talk. England, look, I'm not going to talk about England anymore, but we should not still be in the Euros. We have been, I mean, I'd love for us to win it and blag our way through, but we have been stinking up the gaff. You watched Georgia get slapped up by Spain yesterday. They were much more, you know, impressive to watch than England. Ugh, stop talking about England. It's making my stomach hurt. So yes, Italy are out, and of course Calafiori now, his future can be discussed. Now he's not with the national team. The young Italian left-footed centre-back has, obviously he's now in the Champions League with Bologna. The manager that got him there, and Thiago Motta, is now going to be at Juventus. He probably wants to sign him. But Romano has said, keep an eye on Arsenal and Chelsea for Calafiori, but it's still an open race. So Chelsea are looking for a left-back / defender, a player that can sort of play like as an auxiliary player that can sort of shift between the two. Do you know what I mean? Kind of maybe, I guess, what originally Pochettino viewed Levi Colwill as, this sort of left-sided centre-back that can play at left-back. Looking at his transfer mark now, Calafiori, he can play at both centre-back, right centre-back, left centre-back, but he's saying other positions here. He can play left-back and left midfield. So this kind of like 4-4-2 position, left midfield. So really positionally versatile. Calafiori, of course, he's got 2 years left on his contract. I thought it said he plays for Roma there. It says place of birth, Roma. I was like, you don't play for Roma, he plays for Bologna. So yeah, 2 years left on his deal. Yeah, versatile centre-back, left footer, quite tall. Obviously he got that assist for Italy as well. He is a very good footballer. Would we like Calafiori at Chelsea? I guess so. I mean, if we are hell-bent on buying another centre-back of a different profile, it might as well be Riccardo Calafiori, because he's an exciting player. I mean, lots of people saying he was the best defender at the Euros. Possibly. You could also say maybe like a Rudiger. Mark Gay deserves a lot, for as terrible England have been, he deserves a lot of credit. Yeah, like, I'll be happy with that. He's definitely high profile. In this world where you got Chelsea fans moaning that we're signing, Dewsbury Hall, who's not that much of a sexy signing, or Mark Yu, who's, I think, an excellent, exciting signing. High Calafiori, a Champions League player, trending, playing on the world stage in Euros, and Romano's reiterated, let me mention again, Chelsea are looking at a left-footed talent, left-back or centre-back. They are following the situation of Calafiori. And just to round that off, he said, we're looking at a winger, striker, and left-footed centre-back or left-back. Right. Well, alarms are going off in my head right now because, fine, centre-back, if it's like a stylistic football thing, like our tactics, we need this kind of player, whatever, fine, sign this like left-sided defender. I can dig it, do you know what I mean? And a striker, again, yes, I back Nico Jackson, but we are short, especially if, Dacho Fofana and Bria are going, we're short, yep, sign a striker. Gu is going to be used for the first team, but I get it. I'm down with a striker as well. And even a winger, like we've got wingers coming out of our behinds, we've got 2 on the right, 2 on the left, we've got players like Nkunku who can play out wide, but again, if you're using the body of evidence from last season and you're thinking, don't know about Sterling and Mudryk, we want to get Champions League, let's get a player in now, then fine. But what I'm not seeing here, and what I'm a little bit worried about, is goalkeeper. Yeah, I'm worried about goalkeeper. Are you worried about goalkeeper? Let me know in the comment section below. Alright, let's jump over to this article from Bobby Vincent. See Wagwan. He writes this. Enzo Maresca has officially started his role as Chelsea head coach today, July the 1st, and the new era is embarking as a new era embarks at Stamford Bridge. Very exciting. The 44-year-old who's appointed last month as Pochettino's successor was the club's first choice candidate after a thorough process that saw a number of options considered for the role. Maresca will meet some of his players for the first time in the coming week at Cobham and begin to implement his ideas to the squad. By the way, this is like the first day he's officially started work at Cobham, meeting players. Let's be honest, mate, he's definitely been doing work on his plans. Of course he is, especially someone as so meticulous as him. He won't, though, be able to see all of his players just yet. Of course, a large chunk of them are overseas, representing countries with Euro 2024 and Copa America. He will get to work with a couple of the players' new players, like Tosin, Kellyman. That would be great for Kellyman, actually, the youngster. Gets a little head start. They're expected to show up this week at Chelsea. That's fun. It will be a busy week for the Italian coach as he beds into new life at the club. And with that being said, Football.London takes a look at his to-do list in the coming days. With a lot of players still representing their countries, there's set to be plenty of academy involvement in the training sessions. For Maresca, getting to know the youngsters this summer is hugely important. Yeah, there's a few names actually in the Chelsea Academy that really could do bits. So take last season, for example. Chelsea had to call up on some academy members, namely Alfie Gilchrist, of course. He was like a closer for Pochettino, wasn't he? Maresca will be desperate to not see a repeat of the ridiculous amount of injuries of the squad last season. Oh my God. For me, that's my biggest wish. In fact, hands together, everyone, prayer circle, that we do not have anywhere near as biblical of a list of injuries as we did last season. Finding a role for Christopher Nkunku is imperative for Maresca. I'm very pleased to hear that, personally. I'm a massive Nkunku fan. Excuse me. Sniffing in the mic is gross, isn't it? After a stop-start debut last season, it's crucial for the France international to get going this time around. However, Chelsea fans are still none the wiser about what kind of role he will play. During his impressive stint at RB Leipzig, of course, he showed versatility playing across the front line, also in behind as that sort of second striker, number 10. For Chelsea, in his short time, he's found himself in various positions, whether it's been leading the line, a number 10 behind Nico Jackson. He can also play out wide, which might be the best role for him at Stamford Bridge, particularly if the club managed to sign a right winger this summer. Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I just don't mind him playing anywhere, provided he's happy. This is me, obviously, speaking. Provided he's happy and he accepts it. I don't mind, because I think he's so good. He's one of those players that, and I don't want to go all Gareth's England reference again, go all Gareth Southgate here trying to fit all his best players in positions where they don't play well, but I do feel like if he just needs to play, even if he doesn't want to play out left, if it gets him on the pitch, because we've got these like midfielders now, like Dewsbury Hall coming in to start, and and Cole Palmer's going to be one of these like more narrow midfielder 8 players, then just do what you can. Nkunku's so good, man. And he'll be really good running in behind on the left flank as well. So if you have to play him on the left, I would be happy. I'll sign off on it, guys. While it will be busy for Maresca on the training pitch, he will also have duties behind the scenes too, working with the two co-sporting directors in Lawrence Stewart and Paul Winstanley to discuss transfer business, and is likely to be on his agenda, yes. The newly appointed Chelsea boss will not have the ultimate say in transfers, because that is what Stewart and Winstanley are here at the club to do. Maresca will, however, have some say who comes in and goes out this summer, as we have seen with the deal, of course, to sell Kiernan Dewsbury Hall. Again, that's not his target, but obviously he would have signed off on that. Ooh. Yeah, I'm excited to see it. I'm really frustrated. I understand why we do all the preseason tours in America, but they're just in the middle of the night for me. And I go to bed early and wake up at like 5:30 to 6:30, so I'm not going to be watching 3 a.m. kickoffs, I'm afraid. But I'll be very keen to see his first games and how he gets on, and it'll analyse and the players he utilises and the systems that, I mean, he's probably going to do the Leicester City formation system, but it's still really interesting. Yeah, man, lots of content coming out. Of course, throughout the day, more stuff regarding Chelsea will pop off, as it always does, and I will react here. If there's eventually going to be an interview with Maresca, that could be like today or tomorrow. There'll be more news stories popping off, like Calafiori, strikers, wingers and stuff, so do keep it locked. Do subscribe. If you choose to subscribe, hit the bell. And yeah, I can't wait to see you back here, guys, because there's so much to talk about regarding Chelsea. As always, see you in a bit. Peace.